Point Series 75, we got women who are involved in relationships with males who have children by multiple women. Understand the pressures that come with that. Not only will you be tasked with the child that you have from that person, but the others that he have from others, especially if you are in a better situation financially and are around the main dad more, because some may have step parents or eunuchs, and especially if your child is going to be receiving the inheritance from the dad, the other siblings may come to you and treat you as their mother, asking you for things that they won't ask their own parents. For believers and non-believers, have you ever heard this song, Main Chick, by Kid Ink? Maybe you heard it in the grocery store or at a sports game. Understand, if you're not the main female within that male's life, you will not be as pressured with all these tasks. And remember in 1 Kings chapter 11 verse 3, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. I encourage you to read this entire chapter because there's a lot more detailed explanations that goes into it and tells us how he was led away, how they turned his heart away. So for males and females, based on this passage of scripture, especially if you read it, what does this tell you about dealing or having multiple relationships, and how can you prevent your heart from being turned away? Also understand, if you're step parenting, you may be asked or feel compelled to do things for the other children that the male has that their mothers can't do. Does that sound fair? And vice versa. If you're a male dealing with a female who has children by multiple males, how will you be the main guy? And if you're not the main guy, what is your true purpose? In verse 20 and chapter 23, questions for you. What does Shalomon's response says about his relationship with his mother? Is that the type of connection you want to build with your sons or your mothers? Also in 1 Kings chapter 3 verse 1, for women, would you rather have a male that can have his own home built to be married to rather than a male who's not able to? Do you want to be in a relationship with a male that can fully support themselves without need of anyone? Or do you want a male that you can always help, care for, be there for? Do younger age groups make you feel more like a parent? Also, we went over Matthew 24 verse 38. If they were fasting and praying and remaining single instead of getting married, would this have happened? Remember 1 Corinthians chapter 7. And also consider Matthew chapter 6 verses 16 through 18.